Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video of Bleach Kyo-Kai Reiatsu something. This is a CN game I tried out before on the channel for a little bit. I did like one video on it so far, but I've having a lot of fun with it so far. The gameplay still really isn't for me, but this is one of the only games that I've ever seen that does this weird costume system, and I kind of love it. Honestly, I've been going through this, and like you can get characters and costumes. It's for a limited amount of time, so you can see here I have 3 more days of the Byakuya skin, but it's very MMO-y in that way, where you can use any character inside here for just whatever. And the main thing is a lot of the characters inside here are super weird compared to what you usually get inside Bleach games like this. For example, there's a Karin, there's a Keigo, there's the Lolly Ghost Girl. There's a bunch of different holos, including Minos Grande, Grand Fisher, and all this. It's super cool. And honestly, you know what? I want to play as Minos Grande. I have decided. Oh my fucking god, I love this. I'm out. Here we go. We're hitting the city, boys. We journey to dawn. We're making our way downtown, walking fat. It's so fucking close to his model. You can also tell it's liking the game whenever I'm too close to other people. I can't even see his face. How do I zoom out? Here. Let me do this. I'm pinching. Oh my god, I fucking love it. It's so goofy. And it zooms back in whenever I start walking. So he's just, he's going on a little bit of a journey, you know? You can even see through the hole in his chest. Hey, you. I see you. Oh, this is so weird. Okay, moving on. What I want to do today is talk about the game so far. I have unlocked every single game mode now and kind of tested it out. I don't know if this game is something I'd actually play for a heck of a lot of time, but so far, I've been running this Uryu, which is actually DPS. I got YAMMY SSR off of a pull recently, which is quite nice. SSR, you can choose between Urahara, Shinji, or Mayuri for the first gacha when you're logging in during the 8 days. I chose Urahara because I actually need to get another character, and he bleeds apparently, so that's been quite nice for me. I have Toshiro still, this SR Chad, which I've been using, and the Orihime. So I don't have many DPS units, and I didn't want to use the Renji or the Ichigo. So I'm running only 1 DPS, 2 tanks, and 3 support-esque types of units. And it works pretty well for getting quests done, but it's not especially effective for clearing it well. And you can see it here off of the actual things I've been doing. I'm missing a lot of stars, but before we go into the star stuff, I want to talk about the game modes that I have unlocked and checked out so far. Because... wait, I think I already showed off this one. Not this one. I want to go back. Blah. This is cool, though. Oh my god, the Minos Grande is on this one. That's cute. I like that. That's fun. That's a fun thing. But I wanted to go back here to this screen. So this right here seems to be a co-op game mode of which you queue up with other people and you can grind up shards of characters you already have. You can see here, only one of them is lit up green. So that's the only one I can grind out because I do have him already. I'm missing Kensei. I do have Uryu, which I could do actually. And this is still like a random queue up with different characters with some friends. Honestly, I might swap up to play as YAMMY to be a tank here, because that's quite nice, because we have mostly DPS. And we'll see how this ends up going. Basically, you get to use all their characters. They won't actually be inside an actual level with you. You're just using their power and their characters to be able to complete it. So you can actually use all the characters and their like effects to yourself. So for example, I'm in full control of every single character on the field right now. And YAMMY's actually pretty cool. His ability for his special is a big suck in that when he jumps in the air, he goes and just like all the enemies come into his mouth and they just like get absorbed. Oh, that's the worst way to phrase that. They just get absorbed toward him, and that's how he becomes a tank because he gains like a taunt off of that as well. So it's quite cool, honestly. Mechanically, that's very unique for a game like this. Not a lot of games that I've experienced personally do something like that, where they actually have a tank that starts out the game controlling the field in such a meaningful way, you know? A lot of the other games that you encounter, they like to just kind of release whatever. You can see it here. He sucks in, and the one enemy in the front got sucked in, but didn't really matter that much. Yo, Yorichis and Gin, you got this. Good job. Proud of you. That gains damage is actually pretty crazy. In that case, we'll do one more here. I don't know if we'll be able to beat the next one, because every one of them goes up in terms of difficulty. So the first one was the easiest. Second one was a little bit harder. And the next one's going to be even harder than that. So that's why you see my actual YAMMY dying inside those. What's the actual power? 62,000. So it's not that bad per se. Honestly, Gin is probably going to be the way to carry this. I kind of want to just use his abilities. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to use 2x speed and use YAMMY's abilities naturally. But, we're fine. I'm going to use Gin's super special and get this shit done. Yoruichi, go! Oh god, why is she a backstabber? God damn it. Okay, Gin, I need you to snipe. Go, please. Kill it! That works out, and that should just win us it. There you go. Gin actually seems to be a pretty good character inside this. He's a, like, nuker DPS. Let's see this damage. He did literally all of it. That would be how that works. I'll take that, actually. That gives me quite a few shards of Uryu this day. Typically, I end up only getting 2 of these done because you need one good hard carry character to be able to beat that properly. But thank you, Gin. I appreciate the hell out of that. In that case, moving up toward this. Yeah, that game mode's pretty neat. I do find the idea of having it be a co-op Duel of Fate to be kind of cool. Granted, it's not as good as Duel of Fate over on Spiritual Awakening / Death Awakening, but it's in a similar... God damn, I clicked the Rukia one again. It's in a similar style. It's in that kind of get shards of character off of playing this level once per day or 3 times per day, for example. It's not like a bunch of characters, unfortunately, but it works out. It's only characters you already have. But here, I can't click this because it isn't 1230, but I think that's its own, like, raid boss type of thing. And here we have a dispatching system. So basically, you can put out characters. You have to reach a certain power level here. Fortunately, my other characters don't quite meet the requirement they need to. Need a lot of items for it. But if you do have the ability to do so, you actually get a bunch of really good items off of these, and they're genuinely fantastic for use. So that's been quite cool. And also, finally here, we have an inner selection thing, which is like active PvP. So the game does have a lot of different ways of engaging with its actual content, which is quite nice off of the start. I don't know if there's a lot of longevity inside what they're doing so far, because this is also... This right here is all we have for the map. I can walk around this area. You can see over this way there's stuff. This is blocked off entirely. This is a dead end over here. So it's a very, very small map, as well as that content we have is basically just enough for a set of dailies so far. Not really any big events. We did get a banner inside here of a raid up Kensei, which I pulled on and didn't really get too lucky with, unfortunately. That's how I got YAMMY, actually. But today we actually got a new type of banner as well in this Byakuya pull. Now, I have done 3 pulls on it so far. It is a, like, crane game type of thing, so if I click this, we can actually try this out. It picks up one of these characters, drops it in, and it's like, hey, you got a shard of Byakuya. I'll take that. And it seems to be a get 100 shards of Byakuya to be able to use him properly, and you can't pull the full character. I don't know if you actually can. He also seems to be an SSR+, which seems to be above the normal SSRs. So I imagine this is probably the higher rarity and kind of the more worth it banner to pull on right now. But it is going to be a slow grind to get up there, because I'm not going to top him in this game personally. But I might try and kind of leave this on my phone and see how it ends up going, you know? I kind of like the idea of just leaving something like this and maybe pulling on a gacha in like a couple months. But for right now, what I'm going to do, we're just going to pop into some levels with my actual team in these like newer ones and have a good time with it. Because this should be fun. I'm going to take off Renji to be able to use the Orihime. Because honestly, her healing is worth so much. Her healing actually makes YAMMY sustain a decent amount. So I'll take it. But yeah, this gameplay hasn't really grown on me in the way that I expected. It's very much just watch your characters until you can use specials and then use the specials to kill enemy. It's very basic flowy, and I'm not really too keen. I'm gonna wait for the second wave to use my Toshiro's ability here, though. Second wave's up. That's definitely a Reiatsu. She's a problem. She's the only SSR healer as far as I know. And she's kind of a requirement for any good team. So that's been a struggle. I want to get there at some point and go and pull for that Reiatsu, but it's kind of hard to try and guarantee that in any kind of meaningful way, you know? I'm probably going to wait and then use Toshiro's ability here again. This way I can actually get this off pretty well. Granted, so I also looked at the actual video in post last time I recorded this, right? Because typically, what I do for videos like this is I go through the video once, I edit it once, and then I do a search through the video to get, like, some kind of thumbnail shot, right? Looking at the actual animations inside of this game, there's a lot of frames that are, like, blurry movement frames of the actual specials, which I personally don't like that much inside these kinds of things. It's a very me nitpick, and it's not really a nitpick you'll see very often because I'm in a very weird field of that. But when the specials always have every frame look blurry, without having those impact frames of complete non-blurriness and looking pretty good, it doesn't quite flow the right way. And that's why I also don't like using Rimuru and Milim over on Natsu no Taizai, because they don't really... Because of how they use the animations and how they end up making kind of the blurry effects to a lot of the different parts of it, it just doesn't feel as cool to me. And it makes me very sad. Now, some characters do have cool animations that kind of stay the same. Uryu doesn't really move that much, so he's fine, he isn't really affected. It's mostly in characters that have a lot of movement, such as, I believe Toshiro was the biggest one I saw. But I think that YAMMY is also a pretty big contender for that, unfortunately. It's just individual frames during the animations, you know? And I mean, that's the equivalent of pointing at, like, an anime such as Naruto and being like, Naruto versus Pain looks bad because the animation, the individual frames look all kinds of weird. I do get that's how it ends up working to make a fluid animation. But having no frames whatsoever where you have a complete still doesn't work for trying to make, like, cool things, in my opinion. Nitpick man strikes again. Hell yeah. You can see right there. So this middle star has been the bane of my existence because that's lose no characters. And I need to try and do more DPS, otherwise that's kind of never going to happen. Because right now, while my team can survive pretty well, they'll end up dying pretty soon afterwards. If anything, my goal right now would be to probably replace Toshiro on the team, honestly. He's only a 3-star, which isn't really that helpful as an SSR, considering that I can get Urahara up to 4-star soon. And Urahara's bleed does more than the freeze does at this moment, to be honest. So, I don't quite know what the plan is, but I need to get a good DPS soon, and I might try and do some pulls on that soon. I'm not going to waste any items for him, because I'm not going to actually use him that effectively. There's also a lot of different upgrade systems inside this game. It is kind of ridiculous how many different systems there are for increasing power. Like, this is one of them that costs a bunch. There's just stuff everywhere. It's a lot of minute increases for your actual party, which is basically what the end game of these games turn into. Ooh, I can buy some items. I actually would love to do that. I want to buy that, I want to buy this, and I want to buy this launch pad. Crack me up. And we'll go ahead and pop into the next thing here. We're actually getting pretty close to fighting the Aizen, so we might have a bit of a problem coming up soon. I'm curious. Now, I don't remember this game doing many cutscenes. They kind of have a little bit of, like, details toward the story, but not, like, a heck of a lot of development. So you probably won't see too much with the actual Aizen fight. I don't know what I prefer inside games like this, honestly. Because, like, I skipped through the entirety of Spiritual Awakening story, because fuck that. That was just a huge slog. But in BBS, when they have these, like, interesting stories or have these cutscenes, I want to see them. In this game especially, I'd be down if they made, like, high-budget cutscenes, but I doubt they would? Question mark? Alright, Uryu, we do it. And YAMMY, suck them in. Big suck boys. That's definitely YAMMY. The biggest of suck boys. Alright, I'm gonna start autoing just to be able to get these off faster. Heal up fully. Get through it faster. We're just gonna get rid of this first fucking wave. These guys in the front just tank so much for right now. It doesn't help that they're also getting defense buffs right now, but, you know. Also, Soifon is a pretty big problem as well. She jumps around and, like, attacks the back DPS, which kind of hurts a little bit. See, I say a little bit. My DPS is now, like, kneecapped because of that. I can survive because of Urahara and YAMMY, but it's a very slow process. I wonder if I could, like, click on characters to make them target a certain one and, like, focus down their damage. I don't think that's possible. Middle star once again has been lost, but you know what? We're going on to see that good old pal by the name of Aizen. Hey there, buddy-o. Kick my ass. I'm so ready. Yep, there's the anime stills. There's the Hogyoku. Why are his fingers like that? Wait, what did he do to grab the Hogyoku out of her? Oh, I can't believe Byakuya is fucking dead. So I guess they do have kind of cutscenes inside this. I honestly didn't remember it too well. That's cool. You also move this around a little bit and look at the actual area around here. It's kind of neat. Oh, I want to turn off the auto for right now. I just want to use my normal specials. Punch it! I'm actually going to use one of Uryu's buffs here to be able to kill the first wave of Gin and Kaname. Because that might be a bit of a problem right now, honestly. I'm also going to use Yami's Suck for right now to get some extra work in. Because we already had half our health down with Chad. Want to save Orihime's heal for the second wave. Here we go. I'm also going to use the freeze now. Alright, team, we got this. I believe in you guys. I'm buffing. So I'm going to try to click on the back Aizen and see if we can actually target him back here. I don't think... Yeah, no. It doesn't actually do anything. So that means it's just kind of... After you use your specials and use them up, it's just kind of watch your characters do whatever they do and use the specials as they come up. Which doesn't work too well when you're dying super hard. Bye! I'm out! Oh, no! Oh! Yeah. That's how it ends up going. And this game is very, you hit a power wall, just go power up your characters more. Just take a step back and come back in like 3 years. Which is fine. It works out. It's very disappointing though. I like games a lot when they are difficult and you have like these struggles that you can end up doing. But Natsu no Taizai does a good job of it where it's pretty easy to bash your head against a level and see what sticks. For example, Demon Hendrickson. I was below by roughly about 10k power. And I was trying to fight around and try and get a little bit above his level and trying to fight against it because he was hard. Which wasn't too bad. But I love when you can use your skills and like use your tactics to be able to earn that. This game doesn't really seem to have that, unfortunately. Doesn't really have a good sense of that end game progression and proper strategy just yet. Until you get full SSR pluses and you're like, oh, this goes with this and this works well with this. Alright, I like how the skybox is just like drifting clouds in a circle. You can tell it's even looping. But like, not real. Kinda makes me motion sick though, honestly, like kinda looking around like that. Doesn't, ugh. Kill that Gin. Hell yeah, team. Why is Yachiru here? Go away. Hell yeah. Is that full stars? Yeah, alright. I want to try to get all the stars on these actual quests here before we pop out for today. So I'm probably not going to touch this game for a little while after this one, just because that's how the progression work. So if you want to show off as much gameplay as possible for this, there's not a lot of attention on YouTube right now. I do feel as if this is a game that people would enjoy if they're into this genre. Like, this is a well-made game for this type of game. It's just not personally what I'm looking for out of my gacha experiences. Granted, my opinions also fluctuate quite a bit when it comes to games, and I'm very update to update, and it's based on what they're doing with the game and how well they're updating it and kind of what they're adding. if this were to add new game modes and kind of add some more support to things and kind of improve things, I'd be super in to try it out again. Just a matter of that coming around. Typically, stuff like this in like, especially War Age, it's just very slow progression. Doesn't have a lot to it. You know, I want to find more YouTubers that do these CN games. Because I feel as if it's a very small niche at the moment, and there's a lot of games out there, such as, like, so Katekyo Hitman Reborn is my favorite series out there right now. It's been that since I watched it back in 2016, and I've loved it ever since. But it's getting a new Chinese game. I don't know if I'll play it very often, because it is one of these weird, like, side-scroller, but also, like, up and down types of things. But that is going to be so fun, and I want to see if there's people that would end up playing that. The issue is just, a lot of the people I find that play games like this are usually either CN themselves, Chinese, or it's like Indonesian players quite a bit from what I've seen. A lot of like Mob Psycho and like Bounty Rush stuff I've seen. It seems as if over here in the Americas, the kind of things that have picked up quite a bit are mostly like Dragon Ball stuff, which So Legends is a laggy mess for PvP, which is kind of why I don't really play it very often. I play it for like PvE content and slowly pulling on characters I enjoy, like I'm waiting for the next Gogeta unit, for example. But PvP is such a slog to climb through, and half the matches you play, or at least half the matches I play, are laggy messes that aren't worth playing, which doesn't work for me whatsoever. And Dokkan, I do enjoy the act of pulling in Dokkan, but because I'm not a person that personally wails very often, and honestly, I really don't top up in a lot of these games very often. These days I've been very like sparing with it, despite the fact that I'm willing to. There's not anything that's like captured my attention, especially Dokkan. Dokkan just, while I do enjoy certain parts of it, the gameplay is just such a slog for me personally. It's not for everyone, naturally. Everyone enjoys their own styles of games and stuff like that. I enjoyed Dokkan for a bit once I understood it a little bit better, but even so, it couldn't really grasp my attention for dailies. I just really need to find like that one really, really good DBZ game. There's one CN one that's like a weird action game, but I'm not really into it. Maybe Naruto Tribes will be the answer. Maybe something like that. Just a lot of the franchises that have these big gacha games, they're very top-up heavy. And if you're not a super hardcore whale, like Blazing, Dokkan, Legends, I'd say even Bounty Rush, Treasure Cruise, it's kind of difficult to try and make progression, and also make progression worth watching on a video, for example, right? But that's also what you gotta think about. For me personally, a lot of the games I play for myself, such as Dokkan, such as, like, Bungo Stray Dogs, or, I'm trying to think of what else I have on my phone right now. Oh, Treasure Cruise, even. Like, a lot of those, I don't record them because they don't really work for content too well. And I do enjoy them. I play the Black Clover game as well, which, by the way, that game has done some weird stuff recently. It's gotten very, very strange. It's very uncomfortable. Diamond Records JoJo is also one of those ones I play for myself. Difficulty is just, it doesn't quite work unless you're willing to top up or grind up quite a bit. Which for me personally, I grind all the time for the games I play, but I'm very impatient when it comes to newer banners. So I don't really save up like hundreds and hundreds of stones for one particular unit because I don't really plan ahead for those kinds of things. I play for fun. So it's always weird. My chat died, so I actually may not be able to get this 3-star. I might have to restart this. Damn. Probably should use the Orihime earlier, but I thought he would be fine for a couple of hits. Here, let's see if I can upgrade my chat a little bit more, and we'll try this out again. Because I want to get the 3-star on recording. There's a little, like, cute animation for it. Let's do this. Let's pop into this. Yo, Chad. What are you up to? Can I upgrade you at all? Give you that, which doesn't really do too much for you. I could actually grind out a couple more items here for you, which would be nice. Upgrade you one more to get you to purple. Might do a little bit better in terms of that. A lot of these are kind of I could upgrade them, but they're not as helpful. Here, I'm going to give you some of your healing, actually, and maybe get your extra bit of punch in there. Healing's kind of the most important thing for right now, though. We'll try this out once again. We do it. But yeah, I've played a lot of different games that have been around, and I typically, whenever a new game comes out on Co-op, I try it out for a little bit and try and see what it's all about, unless it's like a super like big thing outside my own genre, which I don't really know about. Like a rhythm game suddenly jumping to the top of Co-op within one day. I'm like, oh, that's something. I'll try that out. And it was bad. It was so bad. I really didn't enjoy it. But I tried it. I'm always searching to find that game that really hooks me. And it doesn't... there's not really like a big definition for that, you know? It's not really easy to put your finger on like what you're addicted to, because it varies so wildly in terms of its definitions all the time. I'm also going to pull in Soifon here. I'm going to buff up with Uryu to try and get some extra damage in. I might have to use the super heal with Orihime this turn, because she's not doing too well. Uryu also is taking up some damage, so I'm going to use this. Get the freeze off with my Hitsugaya. I need you to pop your big heal, Orihime. Here you go. Big heal. There you go. Chad, please survive. Live your best life. Don't die. We're good. We're good to go. Thank you. I appreciate that. See, that was technique. I did a thing that time. But it's not a heck of a lot, unfortunately. So whenever you get 30 stars on a set of missions, you get a little animation of Aizen rolling a box across a table, a little Ichigo running across and being like, ooh, I can grab this, and you gotta tap to be able to do it fast enough. But I had to set up like a macro for it to be able to do this, because it is way too hard on a mouse, unfortunately. But, wah! Thank you. I got that big coinage. Oh, also, am I in association right now? Before we wrap up? I don't think so. Damn it. Can I apply to any of these to join? Here, I'm into one. Okay. So I'll just join this one and kind of be here, I guess. I'm down. But I want to show off one more thing before we pop out for today. So the actual associations have some pretty weird stuff inside them. So first of all, this right here is very basic, like War Rage stuff, where you pray and you get diamonds back. Here is the game mode to get Gin. You use these cards and flip them over. If you get 5 within your attempts, you actually get a free shard of Gin. But you want to roll as many as possible in the first roll before you start using your actual reroll items. So here, waiting for when we get 3 of them. You always want at least 3 whenever you try and do the rerolls. 2 just isn't up there because it takes so much to reroll these. That ain't great. Damn. So that's how it ends up going. But yeah, I've been doing that. And then there's this as one final wrap up for today. So this is the watermelon game mode, of which gives you arguably the most diamonds per day in this game, which is super weird. So here, you tap all of the watermelons, and you get as many points as possible to be able to rank inside your association as the top watermelon smasher. And as you can see, the fastest watermelons are the ones that are 20 points. If you get to the top, you get extra diamonds per day. But you're typically trying to go for the diamonds inside this, because there actually are little watermelons with diamonds on the heads. It's weird. It's definitely not a very common feature. I respect it, you know? I'm not too bad at this with, like, a mouse, honestly. Like, I've done worse. There's a diamond one right there. So you can see I got a couple of diamonds off of that. And after this, I'll get some more as well. And there you go. Got 2,045 and 38 diamonds for the day as well. I will take that. Who else is ranking here? Hell yeah! Get your ass kicked! Yeah. Man, I actually wouldn't mind learning Chinese at some point. Because honestly, I do feel as if... so, in the past I've talked about how I really wanted to travel to Hong Kong at some point. I think that Hong Kong is an absolutely beautiful area. And I've seen like a lot of I watch a lot of like travel vlogs and a lot of people like wandering cities, not really like personality based ones. I don't really watch travel vlogs of people going like, what's going on, guys, it's the vlogger of the day. I'm more of a walks through the nightlife inside a city, and Hong Kong has some truly beautiful ones. I've seen some beautiful scenery from some of the markets there and stuff like that. I also missed, I'm talking too much, I missed one of the things there. There's like a little ice boy which slows everything down. That's okay, I want diamonds, that's all I care about. Diamonds is the most important part. I did my part today, it works out. But I wouldn't mind learning Chinese to actually be able to travel. And also, I play a lot of these games anyway, so it honestly would make quite a bit of sense to do so. Here, we'll pray to the association. Bless up, boys. Thank you. I am the Minos of the day. Fear me and all that I have to offer. You know what? Let's go, oh my god. Can I actually... Hey, Ichigo. How you doing? To the little peek hole. Alright, I'm just gonna go circle Kenpachi for right now. Alright, guys. Oh, that doesn't quite work. There we go. There's our boy. So for right now, thank you for watching this episode of Bleach Kyo-Kai Reiatsu. I do enjoy the concept this game presents, but I don't think I'll be playing it for very much longer, unfortunately. I'm trying to find that, like, one really good game. I'm re-rolling right now for a character named Lee on Dragalia Lost, which is super cool. I'm down for a Lee, and I might try and get into that properly after that, because that should be fun. But that's kind of what the plan is for the moment. Just trying out some more stuff and trying to see what sticks again. Trying to re-roll on games I've played before. But you know how it goes. For right now, thank you for watching this episode of Bleach Kyo-Kai. Take it easy, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye for now, everybody. Wah!